Hey, Shorty.
Hey, Shorty.
Yeah. I wasn't planning on it, but we had some unexpected guests, so couldn't tell them, hey, gotta leave. But yeah, here I am.
No worries.
All right, well, let's take a look at what's going on. So we hit the VPOC last week. We talked about this right before it happened.
Gotta share your screen, Shorty. Oh, sorry, you are. My bad.
And now, we quickly rejected this area, and a lot of you nailed it, right? So usually when you have, a P shape that we talked about, it didn't look nearly as strong. We came here, and this was your sign, as soon as you lose this, that this is going to be your sign to short. And if you guys remember, what did we short on Friday? Was this the level?
Yeah.
Yep. So for me, this was the level, and then we said that the 55 is going to be a good, nice target to go off of, which was simply just if you went here, and this was the node that we played with, right, previously, and you see them here that they sliced it, they showed the weakness, right? Next time, most likely it's not going to hold. So my target usually becomes the one, if there's anything below in that area, that becomes the target. And if you guys look here, that's kind of the 55 level where it came from. So hopefully that makes sense. But this was indicating that there was a nice hard rejection coming, and there's a potential even now that I'm looking at this chart, potential for a short here coming up as well. And most of you guys should be familiar with the setup on that short. So does that make sense why we went short 93? Hopefully it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually missed charting. I didn't chart this whole weekend. I was just busy with the kids. Really had no time to chart. So if you guys look here, what's the probability? Just look at this shelf here. What's the probability once you lose this area right here that you're gonna go to at least PDPOC?
Where's the PDPLC? High.
Super high.
How high are you, bud? Yeah, it's right here. It's right here at 39.50. So you will have a little cluster around it, right?
Yeah.
Most likely you would have something like this. And this would be the range that you're looking. Most likely, if we lose this PD value area high, I would say very, very high odds that you're going to be going here and a rejection.
Yeah.
What would be the flipping point to on a bullish side? Anyone? Like, what's your pivot for bullish side? Here's, our 65-minute chart here. So what would you guys say you have to break in order to turn bullish?
Where we rejected it. Where we rejected it.
Okay.
Or the next line up, the well, I can't see that good.
Is it this one?
PVC?
I'm not sure.
For
Just
me,
look at the
right there,
profiles first.
40-20 would switch to bullish or making higher highs.
Yeah.
So you really, if you just draw this, it's gonna tell you that majority of the sentiment of the volume is here at 39.90. I would say once you shift here, let's say you hop over 39.93, you should not be looking to short it until it shows weakness and goes below it and gives you a nice little retest, just like it did here. Right? You guys see it? So they dropped it, they came right below it, and then you're able to short this kind of freely as well. On the top side here, I mean, here you have a value area low as well, right around the POC of this cumulative area. So if I extend this all the way, the POC really did not shift.
Mm-hmm.
You guys see that, right? The POC still, so it tells you that this accumulation here plus this one here is carrying a lot of volume.
Yeah, strong.
It's fairly strong, right? So now if you look at the PD value area low, 3,900, pretty good level, 39.10ish. There has some support previously there. And then you look at the unfinished business, above it. If we are able to go hop over this number, I would say most likely goes to 455. You most likely would have like what, 30, 40 points. Yeah, like 40 points here to the upside. 40, 55 would be the target.
What about from where we rejected at to the VPOC there. How many points is from there to there?
From here to here?
Yeah, from there to there. That
Oh,
space right there.
3 points.
Oh no, that's not.
Yeah, I would not touch that.
No.
Yeah, definitely would not touch that. That was a
No.
VPOC. I would
Yeah.
say I'm leaving it here because we didn't really come and touch it, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave that. And then if you guys look just on the higher time frame, let me just hide this.
Yeah, definitely on top of the VBOC is where I would go long at.
So if you guys just look at this area here, and I would say draw it from this side and then grab the current. Look at this right here. It's still showing that 93 level to be super important. So if you're gonna play this from the perspective that what we learned about the value areas and range tops, if you're gonna be bullish, you really need the 4,000 to be broken, and you need to hold above it. And then, of course, you have the fibs. I would keep these longer fibs here, and look where we came to reject. You had the 70 fib, I believe, GV, or I forgot his nickname, and then the golden pocket for the rejection. Once you're able to go here, you came back for a retest. You also had a nice little setup there, and then went down, and now you're holding the 50% fib here. So if you're able to lose that, I think the odds of a nicer dump get a little bit better, because it does look like a nice little bear flag that's building now in the market.
Shorty, where did you fib from?
So I just fibbed from this high to this low here.
From the low to the okay.
No, from the high to the low, yeah.
From the high to the low, gotcha. Yeah, to know.
And then you could also fib from here to here, and you would know this major from 42.10 to here, and you would know that 40.24 is fairly important. And you guys should have that level. I don't know if you guys recall it, but it's been a critical level before. It's going to be a critical level again. So let me. So if you guys just look to the left, look at this 40.24 level.
Oh yeah, I got it on there. Yeah.
I would definitely keep that one there, and then the typical stuff that you guys should go after. Somehow deleted all my scripts here by accident. I would look at the monthly profile, because the month's coming almost to an end, right? So you guys want to make sure that you're looking at the monthlies to see what's forming, right? So if we go here.
Yeah, the March value area high is at, well, I have it at 39,975. You could say 4,000.
Yeah, it's a 4,000, I would say.
Yeah.
What did we say if you guys look when I said once we reclaim March dev? Remember when I think this was like a week ago? We talked about if they are able to hold this March dev, and I think it was like 39.20-ish or something like that at that point, the dev value area low on March, that they have a high chance to go to the extreme opposite. And look what they did. They held totally opposite extreme here. So I would definitely mark this, even though it's developing. You would know the sentiment, right? If this starts changing here, you would know what's going on. Like, hey, maybe we're looking for a new balance, and you see here, if you're able to hop over this, there's a chance that you could potentially push to that 40.55, because that would be your January here. Also, what? It'd be your January or February, I'm sorry, value area low here, and you guys would most likely expect to see a rejection in this zone between this purple and the red line. I would say there's a rejection, right? So I would definitely watch out for this play here. If you're able to hop over this, and let's say we go to 424 and we see nice buyers come in here, not a bad idea to hop in and go, because they tried twice, I would say 3 times in this month. Right, once, twice, 3 times, and made lower highs ever since. But we got to test this supply here. I would not be shocked if we hit this tomorrow or this week by Wednesday if we go over 40.60, 40.55. I would definitely watch that. And then where do you guys see where we are bouncing at right now? Do you guys see it? It's right off the monthly POC that's developing, right? So I would say this is your March dev POC. And unless this breaks here, right? Unless they break this area right here, the PD and the March, I don't have anything to really short. Because if we lose this level here, the March dev POC, which happens to be 52, and you lose the POC, which is 4 points below, I think there's a high chance that you go from here all the way to the bottom right here, which would be your developing value area low. And you guys see that that's kind of like the consolidation area that I had very close.
March value area low, right?
That's correct.
Yeah, 3905. Where
Uh-huh.
you have it at?
Yep. Yeah,
Okay.
right on.
Yep.
So that'd be something I'm watching just on a terms of bigger scale, right? So this is about 100 points range. And if you're to lose this POC, remember anytime you're ranging like this, if I lose the POC, there's very, very high odds that you're going to be going to 3,900, and that's about 50 points you can catch here. So that would be, I would say, pretty good, right? And then on 65 minutes, we'll just switch one of these guys to a weekly so we can see where we are on the balance there. Okay, so we were not able to get out of the weekly here. And that previous week POC, I hope you guys had it at this level as well. It was pretty strong there. So I would definitely make sure you have at least this one here now, which happens to be what? Things are lining up really well here.
PLC.
Yeah. I think actually might be an easy day tomorrow. Because right now they're struggling with this supply here. If you guys look at it, it's a pretty nasty shelf that we got here all the way up to here. A really massive shelf built. And if you're not able to hop over that and make this shelf work in our favor, right? Because if you want to shift the sentiment, they're going to have to fill some poor structure here, and they already filled it. Now, if they're able to take it, our sentiment really should shift. If you're able to go here and hold above this 4,000, I honestly would say there's really high odds that we visit 40.55. If we hop over 40.23, this area is going to be super quick, and you should not miss this. Between 40.25 and 40.47, I would say it's going to be super quick, guys. It's going to be it might not be even playable how quick that's going to happen here.
Okay.
So I would definitely watch this. Once we enter this gap here, they're going to fly to hit the supply on the top. It's going to pull automatically towards it. And you see all the weeks prior to that level, look, they all flew through that area. Here, they had the pump here. So this whole area here is going to be pretty weak on volume, I would think. Here it's going to be picking up a lot from these, but I honestly think this is your critical level here. This March developing value area high. If you're able to hop over it, great. And then you have this massive POC here as well at 40.15. So if you're really risk averse, I'd say wait for 425 and clear that to the upside. And if you're playing, long off of bounces, I would trust this area to hold once we come back to it right here.
Is that the January POC at 40.15? It is, right?
This is just a weekly PVP here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But January POC should be there. It was 416, correct?
Yep, 416, yep.
January POC should be there. And then you guys hopefully do you guys have the 2022 POC marked?
Yep.
Okay, you guys should keep that on your chart. It's here. 39.66 should be here somewhere, which is right with the PD value area high. So I would definitely do that.
66.25, yep.
So now, ideally, if you're playing futures tonight, you want to see us lose this, and it looks like we might here, but let's see how they react now. I wouldn't be shocked to see a bounce to this POC. Then they reject, nice little pump, and then you short. So yeah, 2 more waves before maybe it's ready to short. But I would expect a bounce here to be pretty good. And if you guys just look at this, like look at this confusion here. Wicks everywhere. I mean, it's almost like a pin bar everywhere. And look, the POC is there. So if you see us failing, at 52-ish, just give yourself a little bit more room. If you're gonna play, the bounce, you can give yourself even 5 points here loss, or maybe somewhere in between the shelves. Like let's say 45, 75, 3 points. Even if you get stopped out and you see momentum, then you could potentially hop in. I would think that they're gonna bounce it from here. This is gonna be the play I'll look for, a bounce. Here I'll look for a short. And then if we shift and break this POC here and lose this, then I'm targeting first this little area here, but I'm not too worried about it. This is short-term buyers that are showing up here. This is where I would target that we're going to go to right here. We haven't been here, and I'm pretty positive that we're going to go here.
If we lose the PD value area low?
Yeah, I mean, if you lose PD value area low, I would say this is going to be almost instant. Look at the volume profile here.
Yeah, nothing.
Yeah, there's, even if I go to the left, let's see what it does. So the value area low stops right here. And that's where we bounced from now. So I would say once you lose this, it's going to be increasing odds that we get there. So anyone confused how we plan on playing this tomorrow?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Shorty, could you? So SPY pretty much is about the same, right? Like basically.
Yeah, I would just I typically play SPY off of the same idea, same levels.
Same levels. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, buddy. Thank you.
Yep. And I'm gonna watch this, and it's also a golden pocket for long here. I just drew the fibs from here to the top on this push up here, and this is the golden pocket right here. So I'll definitely watch that tomorrow. I'm just gonna delete these boxes here.
Let me do that now.
And the only other thing I would say tomorrow while you're, trading, if you look at this whole range here, right? If you look at this range here to the bottom, I mean, this is just a massive range that they created right now. And if you extend it, you see us being in this range for some time now. I mean, it's a giant range, like almost 400 points, but we're not making higher highs or lower lows here. We haven't even tested this low yet at 3,500. So if you're able to lose some of these levels here, I think it sets up for a bigger fall for the market potentially. And then the more I'm reading now news about this, the banks and the runs on the banks, if they don't start buying each other soon, meaning other banks don't help out other banks, I think there's more blood on the regional banks. And I mentioned before, I just don't think you guys should freak out if you miss some opportunity to buy it, because all of the retail's been buying up regional banks. So what do you think the big boys are gonna do?
Dump it on them.
Yeah, they're gonna dump it on you. I guarantee you they're gonna dump it on you. But be my guest. You can buy early. And a lot of times, remember when I asked you, I'm just gonna do this one. I asked you guys multiple times, where would you buy? You guys recall this?
Yes, I do. And I recalled it getting it wrong last time, so I know where to buy now.
Okay, where should you buy shares?
On the right side.
You don't buy here, guys. You have no business buying here. Once you're, unless your, volume profile is pointing to that level, is going to hold. There are certain levels coming up on some ETFs that are crucial. But if you're going to long-term hold shares, if you buy here, then you have a nice drawdown here. And most likely you're going to be stopped out, and you're going to be like, fuck this stock, and then the stock does this. And you're like, man, it went without me. No, it really didn't. I mean, you just, the way you entered and played it. I'm not saying you're going to nail it every time, but let it, start making some higher highs, some higher lows before. So if you guys look here, I mean, what did I say about AMD? Do you guys recall?
You said a lot about AMD. They went down to 50 and then
No, I
went
mean
to
the
70.
recent short level for AMD is we're right here, guys. We're coming up for a really nice short opportunity for AMD here. I'm talking about swing short. While most are going to be buying this is setting up for another dump. And you just saw when I do this, where's the POC?
Oh, wow.
I mean, they doubled their money, guys. Most likely, they're going to be looking to a little bit of offload. And your first target right here is at $80. So this is something I'm watching as well. I'm looking more for like, I would say August puts, but I'm looking for like $60 and $80 puts for AMD. That's my swing entries on that. Okay, well, this one here is about to collapse. You guys see the candle here? Did anyone not watch this? Oh my God, this is about to get brutal. This is the first uptick in volume here on the sell side. Look at this.
That's
Wow.
NVIDIA, right? Yeah.
Yeah, this is coming up for a short entry. I really thought they're gonna hit it to almost 280. Unless they trap people here, but it's, does anyone know what this pattern is here that's about to form?
Abandoned
3-day pattern.
baby.
Yeah, and I love playing those. That's one of my favorite because it includes 3 candles, so I get a little bit more confirmation. You're sitting at a supply here. I think this is setting up for a potential nice short all the way to about 200. 220-ish. Let's see, where's our great Tesla? Wow, they've been chopping here, huh? All right, if by any means they push the price somewhere here, I would think most of you guys would know what to do here. This would be the ideal setup for a short. This would be the 8+. You come back, you drop, you come here, and then most likely you're gonna do this. This is what I think what's gonna happen here, just because it lost this. Volume was agreeing with this. Let's see now, volume is not buying. We just need uptick on selling. Once we lose this 177, it's gonna break down, and it's very close to it. If you're not sure, I would say anything below this level here is gonna be a lot easier to short. And there's no volume here. Very, very poor structures overall. Let me just check. Oh yeah. So what do you guys see here on the volume? Anyone see anything interesting here?
Has a small body and a big volume.
What about like Friday session? Watch this. Friday session was probably the easiest short you guys could have done on Tesla. You consolidated here, nice rejection here. They should have bounced here, but they didn't. I mean, and if you had this POC here, you would know if you're going to be losing this, right? It's basically ranging at the top. If you lose this level, high chances that you go to this line that I just put. And we came right to it, went under, had a little spring, and then continued higher. That was a really good short. I mean, you're talking about $6-7 on Tesla. I would say if we lose probably this value area low here, most likely we're going to be searching for new area and new value. Where do you guys see it? Where's the new value? Where's the value area where they might pin it towards?
Right there. Well, 1, 2, 3 days back.
174.
Yeah, right there.
So they're going to pin it here. And if they go from 174, you could most likely short it. I would say 170 here. So you have $5 here, potentially easy play on this guy. Let me see. Whoa. I don't know if
Jeez, what is
CK's on, but man.
Oh, that's cat.
Yeah, CK, he's been watching Cat for some time. And remember how I mentioned on Cat, I recall it really well, that this looked like an accumulation, right, for distribution. And most likely that they're going to dump it. They're going to go higher here and they're going to eliminate a lot of buyers here.
I remember
And
that.
holy shit, they took out a lot of people here. Yeah, this is, yeah, I would definitely watch this. Let me break this here. Yeah, if we lose this, Cat's headed to 160, so I would definitely set some alarms here. So it was 180 first, but it has room. Test the bottom here.
What's the level there to lose?
207.
207?
Yeah, or on another retest to this value area high here, it's 230. That would set up a nice retest and acceptance for lower values on the rejection here at value area high and the cumulative one.
Okay.
So I would definitely play this. Yeah, this would be, I would say this is a nice zone for a short here, 230 to 231. I'll watch this just because this was a consolidation. If they come back here now, and they did a nice little retest here, and then they continue down, but that's a good short. Check Netflix. 380 to 280, just like that. Yeah, not much there for me. Any other tickers for you guys?
You gotta check out IWM.
IWM is at a major support now. There should be a huge shelf here.
Yeah, the daily looks like massive bounces incoming.
Okay, so you have this shelf here. Remember, I think we had this 170-ish. I think it was somewhere around here before. Oh, well, this is a reversal candle on the weekly though. It will have to lose 164, and then you would be cautious shorting here because it will bounce here at 155. This would be a nice bounce, 155. I wouldn't necessarily short it here. I don't know what you're looking, but this is not a short level for me here. It's coming up to go long.
I thought it might bounce there, actually.
Yeah, same here. I would not short here.
No, if you look at the daily, excuse me.
Yeah, I mean, the daily looked good here, just didn't have volume. This one looked like a good reversal, but they never executed it. They went higher. It never broke 180, so, but I mean, it has potential. I would probably go long over 175 on this, unless it dips somewhere else here. So that's a big level, I guess, for 182. 167, 8-ish. Yeah, I mean, right around 182 would be a good short if you want to see the pattern go down, continue down. I would say this is a short level. Right now, you're setting up for a go long level on this. And the only thing that I saw, Drew, when I looked at SQQ here, We're at support on SQQ. That's a major support here. Look at this.
Yep.
So this is the reason why I got into some shares on SQQ. I don't know if you guys saw when I did. You know, it looks horrible. It looks like a full on bearish engulfing candle, but they've done this also before here, where they tried to get people away. And if you look at this, anywhere if it comes to 30, I'll probably add a little bit more.
Yeah, but also
this-
that bearing and bullshit engulfing candle is news driven with all the bank stuff.
Yeah, and I mean, on SQQ, I would think we would fare well on some of these shares here if they play out correctly. And I think we hit him last time, right? I don't know who was with me, but we got him at like 33. I think we sold him at 40 something here. A lot of it. Well, I didn't. I trimmed 2 times. But this looks like a huge consolidation right now.
Can you check Microsoft, Shorty?
Is it below 250? Oh, wow.
No. Yeah, it's been ripping.
Man, they're running on fumes of AI now. Yeah, it's gonna stop ripping here.
They got that AI news with the adding AI to Microsoft Office.
Yeah, one of my friends is actually the main chief architect on that project. I met him on Thursday.
Nice.
Yeah, he's super excited about it. I just don't see other companies bending over and giving them it's like that easy market share on that space. But let's see whoever wins first. I mean, is gonna be the first to the table with the. It's kind of like Tesla. And we're really close to a short swing short. Do you have any FSDs on that? On this stock, we should be having some FSDs pop up on Microsoft here. I don't know if you guys have any, but Drew, you should probably check Microsoft on higher time frames.
I wasn't saying I'm bullish or anything. I'm just
No, I'm saying let's look at it for for bearish side. I think FSDs are gonna start popping up here.
yeah, yeah. I would expect right there at 286 it gets smacked down.
Yeah, I think this is the area between 286 and I would say call it 289.90.
Yeah.
This should be a nice little area. I would say this is my zone for rejection here on it.
Yep.
And if you guys look at volume here, had a really nice uptick in volume, right? I mean, this is pretty good, right? But then this is where I ask you guys a question, right? The volume looks good here. The volume did not look good anywhere here. So you're telling me these institutional buyers found value at 250, but they did not find value at 220s? Yeah, they don't fuck up that much. So, you know, and just pay attention to what I just did here. What's here? You guys see what I did here? Is anyone following?
Like a cumulative POC.
It's a cumulative POC. Remember, long-term buyers come in really at the extremes of those periods. And where are we right now? This is your cumulative value area high. You're going to have long-term sellers sitting there. And I'm pretty positive you're going to be seeing 200. I would say 200. Doesn't matter what they do with the chat. I think by August 200 or sooner. They're gonna sell off from here, and then if you just look, if they wanted to trap people using volume profile, this is the spot. Now, where's our short level? right there. So I would definitely watch this tomorrow for a swing entry on Microsoft. And I don't know how NQ is doing tonight. Okay, well, it seems like they found value area high for acceptance and they ran it. Okay. Does anyone see why we are rejecting here? Or
The accumulation on the left.
You got
Yeah.
triple top.
so you have a POC right here.
Yeah.
And lately, if you just go audit a little bit, you'll see that lately they break the POCs, they fail at the value area highs on the longer range of stuff.
Yeah. Rejected once, twice, 3 times, 4 times.
Okay, so now I would expect that, you know, unless they break this level and hold it here, I wouldn't get too bullish just yet. And if I was to, let's say, draw it from here to here, this is your level. You have a skinny belly here. I would draw this guy here. So if you're able to hop over there, you have free space here. So what is that? 12, 8, 7, 8, 12, 7. So what, you have like 80 points right here in this zone. And you see that they're rejecting that area. They're really not having much auction, successful auction above it. So peanut butter is fairly expensive here for people. And I would say if you grab this run up here, from here to here, you know, the POC is going to be on the bottom. But this is where I would expect you lose 12.4, high chances you get 12.134. And I'm pretty positive if you're to lose this, high odds that you're going to get there fairly quickly too. Here's your POC and value area high. So if you lose this 12.534, it's pretty much telling you you have a shelf here for a bounce at 12.3, so 200 points below. Once you lose this level, 12.3, I would guarantee you that you're going to hit this POC at 12.35. So it's in large chunks that this is moving on the NQ side. And I would literally just play these major levels off of it and trust your swing entries based off of this. And we are at a major supply right now on NQ.
On ES, I think we closed a little below the value very high, the PD value very high.
Oh yeah! Oh my God, we just popped under it. Oh yeah, I told you guys this is going to give you a retest now, and this is a fairly easy short. They're just going to grab liquidity here.
Yeah.
They're going to come back. They're
Probably
coming.
dump it all the way down.
This is their trick now. They're gonna most likely
Look at that.
come back here, or value area low, and I'll be looking to a short. I told you guys this was gonna happen quick.
Yeah,
That was quick.
it's happened. Look at that.
It's about to tap this here.
I'm going short straight at the retest.
Look what just they did.
Oh,
Came
man.
back here. And now, if you just watch this 50% now, they're gonna retrace at 50% here. They're gonna dip a little bit below here. They're lying. Watch the 50% on this candle here, how quickly they're gonna go for it. Yeah, I mean, if you play this short, it's pretty good, guys. 10 points on this. They need to go below this. Now they're just generating liquidity for the market. There it goes. They're lying about that bounce.
Oh well.
Yeah, they're kind of screwed here. A lot of volumes coming here, I would say. So if this doesn't hold right here, they're really in trouble. I hope they don't execute the whole fucking 80% now.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was waiting for the retest, and then they just kept going. Just kept going down. I was like,
I would go along here actually in this area right now. It's about to bounce right here. Well, they have a little bit more. 3958.
Shorty option.
This should be.
Sorry, go ahead.
This should be a bounce right here. They really need to trap the shorts, and they will. There it goes.
Option addict asked a question in the main chat for you.
Yeah, what's the question? I don't have it
What
up
are your
right now.
thoughts on that Fed swap stuff when you get a chance, please?
On a fence swap?
Fed swap.
Which one? I don't know. They did a swap or something.
He posted a picture. The Bank of Canada, Bank of England, Bank of Japan, and the European Central Bank, the Federal Reserve, Swiss National Bank are today announcing a coordinated action to enhance the provision of liquidity via the standing US dollar liquidity swap line arrangements to improve the swap line's effectiveness, providing US dollar funding the central bank.
Yeah. We're gonna be pumping money into the markets now, so. Did it say Japan? Okay, Japan's third. Yeah. When did they release this? Today? Yeah, March 19. Are they doing it through a different setup or same FX swaps? That's the question. I mean, if they're doing the same FX swaps, you'll be able to see what they're doing. But they're gonna jump the liquidity on this, and I don't know if you guys checked Fed balance sheets, but this is gonna be a long level here. It looks like they might do another trap right here. Might do this, lose this, and then they might go higher up to here probably. They need one more candle here to trap these. Well, let's see. This is a good long level, guys. BLK, yeah, blue sailor. Look at BLK. See what they do. They should reject here. Right here should be a rejection. Come on. BLK. Wow. BlackRock fucking ran. I mean, it's coming up to a level blue center. I would not be comfortable shorting this here. Right here, I would not be comfortable. And there's so much volume and so many buyers and sellers in this area. Man, it's just, I would not be long or short in this area personally. Just if I was to do anything, if I was forced to do something, I'd go long, but it's just not a good looking chart. Yeah, they have space to dump it to 500. I mean, if they lose this 600, let's say there's high odds of 500 revisit here on BlackRock, and I'm pretty sure they're involved in all of these banks, to be honest. But they have so much money. I would think they're exposed a little bit heavier on this than they might be showing. Remember those HTM portfolios? They're most likely holding to those, and if they are, they don't have to update the balance sheets at all.
Bounce, 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 bounce.
Did we bounce?
39.60.
I told you it's gonna go, man. This should be and what did I say about that 50%?
Look at that perfection, YouTube.
Told you guys it's gonna come back here and it's gonna hit it. We should not make a higher high here.
That's how we do it all day, every day. In the Discord.
They should not take this out here. If they take this out, they're lying about the whole dump. And there goes the rejection. Come on. You guys notice the volume here. We need to go here right now. They need to dump it to, well, here maybe. Somewhere here. There it goes. There goes your 5 points. Whoever trades 5 handles or whatever the hell that people catch nowadays. Okay. Gold. It looks like CK looks to be at a short level. I mean, with the whole distress in the banks, man, people are gonna be running, to these investments that are a little bit more tangible. Yeah, I would only short it below 180, to be honest. I wouldn't have the balls to short right now, especially after this candle and this volume here. Hell no, I would not short this right now. It's bumping. I mean, it's gonna go. Yeah, and I know I don't play this pattern, but this looks like what does it look like, anyone?
A cup and handle.
A major cup and handle. I mean, all I care about is on this move is the rounding bottom to here, and you're talking about 82%.
Jeez.
I mean, you're talking about 340s on gold. So I would definitely watch that on this here. I would definitely watch that on gold. I'm not gonna short it here. Qs, let's see. Okay, let's see how they opened. I would say the 310 is gonna be a really, really important level for Qs. Let me just look at their openings. Anyone see an issue here anywhere?
I'd say the volume looks kind of
Yeah, the
low.
volume looks don't look right.
Even on the run up, yeah, the volume was going down.
Okay, let's switch to SPY so you guys can see it. Come on. See SPY, how we had the P shape, we had the POC, the value area low. And then the day after that, we opened where? Inside the VA, inside the
VA.
range, we dropped the VA outside of it, and then we looked for new range, and now you're consolidating. You dumped from a P shape because the value was not found, and now you're consolidating in a B shape,
In a B
lowercase
shape.
b,
Yeah, lowercase b.
in a poor structure. Let me go to Qs real quick. What do you see here? You open inside, right? I mean, I would say maybe even you went above it. You went above the opening range high, and you went outside of value area high. They did not like it. Tomorrow, if you want to play this and play it really nice, if you regain 306, you're gonna test the 309. But if you lose, I would say if you lose this level right here, wherever the shelf goes, you lose this 303.69. Welcome to 98. It really is not going to hold much. You might have a bounce here on the value area low of the previous day, but it's going to do the same thing the SPY did. It's going to dip, find the value below here. I just don't know who would be buying tech right now. I mean, we just went over a couple of charts. Microsoft is at supply. Nvidia is at 30 minutes. Nvidia. Nvidia is at supply. AMD is at supply. Tesla, I don't care about. It's gonna go down to 120s. I mean, where is Google? Is it over 102? Oh no, never made it. Okay, well, this chart alone should tell you a lot. See, so they have a little bit more to go on this one. Amazon. Do you guys recall the level I mentioned on Amazon when I told you if it goes over a certain level? Does anyone recall what that was?
No.
I remember 96.5 on Amazon based on clouds. Okay. 96.5 was a really, really important level on the clouds, and we hopped over it and kind of exploded higher. But this one has a really poor structure here. Watch now. Here's your run up here on Amazon. So if you're playing Amazon, where should you go long?
On the top there.
So
Where
you have
the
a mini shelf here. There's a high chance they're going to bounce it at this level. I would say there's a really good probability they get a bounce here. If this fails, I mean, don't think of it as a single level. I would say, you know, this is your zone you're targeting right here, about 95, 96. Once they bring this back up, I would not be opposed to targeting this. And then also target the bottom of that somewhere here. So you would have 95 to 97 to 99. And that's plenty to probably make 100% or close on Amazon if you're playing right strikes. I will definitely watch this, but it's losing a lot of steam here. So we popped below. Now you're gonna go from here to here. So most likely, if they give you this tomorrow, they come here. What should you do here?
shorted.
That's gonna be your short level on Amazon tomorrow, and I would most likely take this on Amazon here. And you could drive that for $6 most likely here, I would say. It will eventually come back to this accumulation here. Probably 4 weeks out, and you should be fine. See what else we had. What did ES do? Okay, now they have to go up. Otherwise, they're in trouble. They did pretty much what we said they would do, right? They rejected that beautifully, right? And now they gotta push this up. Otherwise, they're screwed. Well, let's see what they do. I expect them to hold this level here. They need to bring it back up inside. Shorts are trapped now. So now, you know, they can push this higher and eventually go up here and create a range. Well, let's see how they play it out. Does everybody see why I would have shorted there, like heavily? Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was no way they should have broken this and held or made a higher high. There's no fucking way in hell that would have worked. It just doesn't work. They're funny. Yeah, they're gonna push it now.
Short on that big candle and got like a little one.
That's I mean, if you took this short here, guys, this is good money. I mean, 60 was 65 or 64 to about 56. That's not bad. You can make decent money on ES on that. Yeah, blue cinder. So that's called liquidity grab. What we had earlier on this line, they came here, they kind of sweep the liquidity. So think about the auction, right? When we talk about the auction, we did the experiment. Remember, I was offering the $20 bid, $20 bid. You guys recall that?
Yeah.
So if I needed more buyers to come in for my dollars, what do I have to do? If I start a bid on a $20 bill, again, at $5, I'm offering you $5. How many of you would buy that from me?
Say most.
Oh, I mean, you guys would be stupid not to buy it, right? You guys would want to buy a $20 bill at $5, $10 because you're getting a lot more value. But as soon as I start increasing that here and you're noticing the volume, look, volume's going down. We're pushing the price back to where we had the value and we had sharp aggressive sellers come in. And it seems like in this case, I would say there was different time frame sellers coming in. Right. And they came back here and this is a super easy short. This is like a no-brainer short where we went. And this is the same pattern. I mean, I outlined it with the arrows here, what they're going to do. Go here, come back. They need to push now, like one more big candle here to go out. But they're going to struggle here a lot. I'm only in 1 minute, so I'm doing analysis in 1 minute. But they're going to struggle here probably a lot. 3962 is going to be a big level for them right now if they go here. So I just don't think that people are going to start finding value But in case we get a dual tape, and which we had, I think I gave you guys a warning sometimes on Friday about it, about the dual tape, and I think it's in the shorty's corner as well. You don't want to be the last one shorting. When you see something is not breaking lower lows, the big boys, they get out. They close the shorts, and what do you think the market does? Well, same thing I just did with the dollar bill. If I start an auction of $1, how quickly are you guys going to lift the price of the $20 bill closer to 15?
Quick.
You got, yeah, you guys are going to bid it up fast. And then once it comes to that $20, you guys are going to be like, I'm losing interest, right? And that's exactly what happens. Same concept here, right? You just have to kind of build a story for yourself. So if you look here, you look at the rejection that happened right here at 39.54. They accumulated, sold it off. I don't chase this crap. Most people do. To me, this is much easier short than it is short right here. And same thing happens. It's all about value. I mean, they can call it whatever the hell they want in the trading world and Twitter world. It's all about volume, price, and time. And those three things create what? It's the value that's being created, and you find buyers and sellers based on value. And I'm telling you here live, I did it for a few seconds on 1 minute chart. I told you we're going to dip and make a new lower low. We did. They defended it. They're going to come back here. They're going to try, and they're going to challenge this 35 now. That is just the way market works. And what do you think this level is here if I was to do something here? Anyone know? Right here.
A PLC.
It's your golden fib. This is another good short potentially setting up here. Because if they reject them here, we're gonna slice through this. We're gonna slice it, go to the POC here again. So if they make a higher high, we go here. If they don't, we go bottom. Does that make sense, or did I lose a lot of you?
No, that makes sense.
Okay.
Shorty, can you look at Apple, please? If Qs are falling, that cannot stay above.
Well, we're in some kind of red cloud. What the hell is this?
Consolidation from February, I guess.
I like Apple as a company, I really do, man, but they make shit so easy. Like we were watching a movie, I think Friday or Saturday, wife and I literally signed up for Apple TV, scanned the QR code, pay with Apple, whatever it's called, Apple Wallet. I mean, it was super freaking easy to just execute. You didn't even have to get up from your like bed, man. Like, we're sitting in the living room. We didn't even have to get up to kind of get it, procured and to have that system. And it's just amazing. And this is ideal short on, unless you want to wait a little bit more. They're not going to break 157. If they do, they're going to trap people right here. 160, they're going to trap them here. But this is setting up for a really good short. Guys, Apple is down 14% from all-time highs. Crazy, huh?
Yeah, that's not that much.
Man, that's nothing. No, the Apple's due for a pullback here. I would say it's coming up on a really, really good level for a potential pullback. I think here they're going to reject it.
You still remember the inverse ETF name?
I don't. ASPL, something like that?
No, AAPD. D in the end. Delta.
Man, this is coming up to a good level as well. Okay, I'll buy some tomorrow. Man, if they would give us 24.5, that would be great. But this area here is going to be a golden area for what kind of shares. Yeah, I'll buy some of this tomorrow. Is it hard to get out of this on larger quantities, or?
I don't know. I'm not buying large.
Man, I really like it. No, thank you for bringing this one up.
Problem.
Yeah, I must set
What
some.
is that?
It's an inverse for Apple.
What do you mean by that, Shorty?
So as Apple is going down, this is going to go up, just kind of like SQQ for the
Gotcha.
market, for the Qs.
Wow.
I really like this one, man, here. Setting up for me, at least. Just setting up a lot of alerts so I don't miss it. Sorry for you guys watching my tedious alert signals. Yeah, but I'm gonna be in this tomorrow. I'm already in SQQ and I don't care how market does. I'm gonna hold this for a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, there it goes.
Are you buying that like long term?
I don't buy if they're leveraged, and I don't know if that one is leveraged. I don't hold leverage more
It's
than 2
not.
months.
It's not leveraged.
Yeah, if it's not leveraged, I would hold that one for some time. I don't think Apple is, a bad company. I think they're one of the stronger companies.
Yeah.
If I was trading here, I'd be short right below this line, guys. Or you could wait this 3961. If it shorts, it's gonna go down here. You have 15 points to catch from here. But they want to tap this first, so let's see what they do. They want to tap this guy again, maybe. So you have a 1.50 here. You could put a stop loss right here. Yeah, stop loss right here. You could short it now, you'd be okay. They're gonna trap some people here. Dance. Ultimately, I'll see him here. But yeah, I wouldn't mind buying some of that and holding, even though Apple is a good company, but Apple needs to come back to 90, really needs to visit 90 soon. I would say 120 is definitely doable. I would say, even this range here is not too far out. Like, I mean, pre-COVID lows or pre-COVID highs are $83. So I'd watch this, but I just don't see this. I mean, it could have another burst, but I'm not interested in a long here at all. And a lot of retail sees like a major, I mean, this is a monthly bull flag on it. They're seeing this, and I usually like to short top of these. I don't go long on bull flags, especially on the monthly here. I'd buy bull flags on the bottom here. Okay,
Can you check ZM, Shorty?
it's the zoom. Yeah, zoom. I mean, it's it's at a level where it should be, unless it's gonna be right here. Yeah, I mean, levels say I should buy it here, but nothing against Chinese companies, but I just don't trust their accounting and how they do that. So I mean, volume profile says buy here. For myself, it would say buy here, but I just can't. They don't follow any gap standards on reporting financials. There was a coffee company, forgot it way back. They destroyed a lot of Americans' accounts. They bought the coffee company. They said it was bigger than Starbucks. They tweaked some numbers in the number of restaurants opening, and then they said it was a lie. And I think that company is no longer on the market at all. I forgot the name. I know there's a name for it, but I just don't trust it. Me personally, I don't buy this. I traded Zoom when we had this crazy run ups. I used to trade it a lot. If you guys know me from before, I caught a lot of big moves on Zoom. I just don't see how their technology is better than Teams on Microsoft. I don't see how is it better than Google, right? I just don't see how they can compete long term with just the product. And I know they're going to acquire companies because they had a lot of capital, right? I would have to see their roadmap and stuff, but just research it to buy long here. I just don't trust it. And I don't know their financials.
Shorty, on ES, do you have a 3956 level? 75.
Yeah, we have 39.5575.
Gotcha. Thanks.
And what did I tell you guys what they're gonna do earlier?
Yeah.
It just happened. I'll be live tomorrow, so I'll trade live with you guys tomorrow. We should have a, if the market's playing by any logic and some rules, we should have a good day tomorrow.
Great, man.
And you guys should probably see here why and where we're gonna go short. We covered it already. It could be a nice trend day down tomorrow. So I'm expecting that. I'm expecting some news tomorrow to come in also on the banks. Did anyone see anything about Wells Fargo?
No.
Is it unusual that a bank files for a mixed shelf offering on March 14th for $9.5 billion?
I have no idea what a mixed shelf offering is.
No, so basically they're going to be selling, adding more shares to their portfolio. Why do you need more liquidity?
Oh, makes a lot of
Why-
sense. You're
why
showing
would a
all
bank-
your emails, Shorty.
Why would a bank need liquidity at this time right now?
Raise money.
Yeah, but does everybody understand the way I explained the SVB to you guys and what happened with the bonds and losses?
No.
Does everybody understand it? Is anyone
Yeah.
confused?
Yes.
Okay. Let me give you an example. Okay. So we'll use Cuban as an example.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. So Cuban wants to buy bonds. So initially what happened, and you guys have to think bigger picture. When the tech companies were going hot, right? When the banks were lending money left and right, all these tech companies, startups, there was a lot of them. Just, I mean, Upstart, Affirm, and all those fintech companies. And there's a lot of companies that went on and exploded, right? So the banks, were like, hey, here's free cash, open an account with us. And then deposits would come in from these banks because they took off. And you can even put Peloton in that picture, right? At one point, Peloton was selling those bikes like hotcakes, man. For me, it's just a hanger holder now. So they was selling so much stuff and they had a lot of cash. And then they would deposit them in these banks, call them like SVB. They would deposit the money in this bank here. But then what happened to the cash flow here? Of this guy, this is a company here, and this is, let's say, Cuban's company. So he had, let's say, we're gonna call it Cuban's
Cigars.
coffee here. And cigars. There you go. We'll call you Cuban's coffee and cigars. So you had so much cash here and you deposited. Well, you guys have to understand the banks. When you take your cash and put it into a bank, is that an asset for them or liability?
An asset. I would think.
Liability.
Guys, it's their liability. Your cash
okay.
in their books, it's the liability. The only way that this bank can convert cash, the liability, to an asset is by loaning the money out and making money on it. So what they did, they had a lot. They started buying these short-term treasury notes. So once they started buying these with a lot of cash, they bought something called HTM, like hold to maturity. So there's a bond type, right, where you can hold to maturity or you can sell it as you want. If you hold to maturity in the HTM portfolio of a bank, they are required. If you hold the HTM bonds, you do not have to disclose your losses from the HTM portfolio. Since all of their, 90, I believe, $7 billion, when I looked at their reports, $97 billion in assets was in HTM for SVB here. If that's true, which it is, right? And they started taking hits here and they're losing money, cash, but they don't have to report it. Well, if you sell a single bond from this portfolio, this is our, let's call it HTM portfolio, HTM bond portfolio. If you sell a single bond from this portfolio, this group, well, now this bank on their balance sheet has to report losses. And if you start reporting losses and people are like a little bit scared, hey, I want my money, and they go to the bank to withdraw the money and their liquidity is tied up where?
Over there on the
Bonds.
Their liquidity is tied up in bonds, and the type of bonds that doesn't allow them to sell so nicely without spooking some investors. So now when they, and if you look at, when you listen to the bank's earnings coming up soon, you're listening for two magic words. Does anyone know what they are? Unrealized losses. You want to be paying attention. I called you guys a few times last time when JPM, Bank of America had, their unrealized losses were fairly large. And now, what do you think is happening more? Well, some of them are going to have to start selling these bonds, but they're going to have to start disclosing those losses. So you're going to see a really, and all of a sudden, the bank is announcing all these FX swaps for liquidity. Wells Fargo is selling $9.5 billion shelf. This is about to get really, really hot. This can be like Lehman Brothers type of shit, even 10 times the scale. So as long as they are in these portfolios, and not a lot of them bought ASFs, meaning available for sale bonds, they're really in trouble now. So now this bank is probably gonna do what? To bring money back to the bank for deposits. What would you expect the bank to do? You're CEO of a bank, you're short on cash. What do you do here?
Borrow.
Well,
Create more shares.
you can create more shares, but people are figuring that out and they're like, man, I'm not going to buy your shares because you're in trouble. Like, I don't trust it. Well, watch conversations of CEOs now come in and be like, hey guys, we'll give you 4% savings. Just put some cash into our bank. And now they're going to start increasing cash offerings for your savings, your yields, if you have any special checking accounts or any private stuff. They're going to start offering you some special money so that way the money flies back to it, so they don't keep taking hits from this portfolio. They have the money, but they're going to take some big hits here.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what's happening in all these banks, and some of the banks are more over leveraged. And actually, I have some analysis I'll post it in a group.
Wow.
Some banks are really deep shit.
So, Shorty, let's say you got a whole bunch of money in the bank. And let's say now that you want to pull all your money out of the bank, but they got it invested down there.
By law, they have to give you the money back, and you're FDIC insured up to $250K.
And but they'll be taking a big hit, correct?
They would be, yes, because now you're draining their liquidity also as a customer.
Oh, shit.
So and what they
That's
call
funny.
a bank run is when you go to a bank and everybody's running to take the cash out.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what the bank run means. And there's a lot of bank runs happening right now.
I'm sure.
If you have time and money, just go pretend to take out $10,000 from your bank. Let me know how it goes.
I did that recently, put most of the money in the treasury, and I started getting emails from Ally Bank, like 3% or more than 3% or 4%, whatever they give to normal customers.
If you have a lot of money in your bank account, just go pretend, be like, hey guys, I really want to switch banks. And just tell them Bank of America is offering you 5%. See how quickly you get 5.5.
Sure. That's what offering you. Yeah, I
Dude,
get it.
the last time I pulled out cash like that was like really bad. I probably just shouldn't even share this. Never mind. No, it was just so. I have no issues with gay people, but I went up to the teller and I was like, "Oh, I need 26,000," and she was like, "Oh, like let me grab my manager really quick." I'm like, "Okay, whatever, no problem." But it was like in a bank inside of a Walmart, and he comes up, very flamboyant, and was just like, "Oh my gosh, that's so much money!" Like really loud. And I was like, okay, like, did you have to advertise to all of Walmart that I'm pulling out a lot of money? Like, what is wrong in your head?
Oh, shit.
The manager is like yelling that I'm pulling out a lot of money. Oh God. Anyway,
We didn't like that very much.
Yeah. No, I mean, to each its own. Whatever you do, just don't bring it up to me, right? Don't force me into stuff. But
Yeah.
I posted a chart for you guys in main chat so you guys can see something on that chart.
So basically, they'll do just about anything for you to keep your money in there, especially now because they're in trouble.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Hmm.
And if you guys look at the total assets right now and the bank failures, what do you notice on that chart right now?
Caps.
Well, no, I just posted it. Not on this chart. On the chart I posted in the chat. There's a really rough period coming for the next 4 to 5 years. Like easy.
Wow. That long, huh?
Yeah. This is gonna take time to play out.
Yeah.
The capital companies are gonna tighten up, meaning your banks are gonna tighten up, and when banks tighten up, who offers money?
Government.
No, think
bonds.
bigger. Well, yeah, private equity firms, then basically the vultures on capital. They're gonna say, hey, you want $100 million loan? Okay, well we can do it for like 18%.
Who does that now?
Like equity firms, like the venture capitalist company. There's a lot of them that are gonna get into to fill the liquidity void of banks because they have a lot of cash there, but they're gonna demand a lot more interest.
And these are individual firms.
Yeah, just think of them if me, you, and let's say 10 other people had a lot of money and we wanted to finance big projects where payback periods are a little bit more
Gotcha.
constant and more secure. That's what they are.
Hmm.
Man, but Wells Fargo is about to go to a shitter, guys. This is about to literally die here.
Wow.
It's going
Shorty,
to
on your chart, what is the green line? Sorry, I didn't understand that.
which green line?
On your total assets chart.
Total assets right now on the banks.
So that would be like the bonds that you were just explaining.
Well, yeah, there whatever the asset you consider. Bonds is you can increase your assets through bonds, right? That's your cash. So they converted cash to bonds. So this is the bank's assets previously when they failed, and this is their assets now. And you see the bank failures. How many bank failures we have in 2023? 2.
Yeah.
If this happened and spooked the market with 2 banks, tell me how many failed in 2009?
Wow.
140 banks.
Holy
I'm reading it other ways that first of all assets decline and then bank failures happen. But you're saying no, it's like the
It's gonna
assets
happen
increase.
simultaneously, of course. I mean, you're gonna have at the same time, and the crossing path is where it gets really fucking nasty, like 2008 times 10 nasty. When those 2 lines converge, that's your trouble.
Wow.
I mean, as banks are failing, that they're losing assets, meaning their book value and everything else going down. And of course, on that spike, the assets are being lost because they're foreclosing.
So these are like lost assets, which is green line.
Yeah. Well, you see
Oh,
it
okay. That's why I
descending.
was like, what is? Oh, okay. Thank you. That
Yeah.
helps. Okay. That helps.
Yeah,
Thank you.
watch this now. I posted a second chart for you guys. I don't know if I showed you guys.
And Shorty, how do credit unions factor into all this?
Credit unions don't have an investment arm.
Okay.
So if you're in a credit union, I would say you're okay.
Hopefully.
Yeah, credit unions do not use. So think about it. I'm not going to get philosophical. Banks
Like
were supposed to be
Suncoast?
or holding your money, not really taking your money and using 10 times the leverage to invest that money, right?
Like
My money in
Suncoast,
my
right?
bank should be my money, and you should not really, unless you're paying me interest and we agree, you should not just expose my money to the market for your benefit. And I don't know about you guys, but they give me like on my savings, they don't even give you any money. They give you barely anything, right?
Mm.
So they get greedy on both sides. And now if you look, right, the banks really, really, you know, it's called frictional banking, right? Where, you know, you deposit $1,000, $100 goes to the Fed, the banks takes that other $900 and loans it out again. Then, you know, you take the 900, they take the 10%, let's say, and they send it back to Fed for the cash reserves. So now 90 goes to cash reserves and they have 810 for another loan. So from $1,000, you already had 2 loans over $1,000 or $2,000. So their leverage gets really, really high. And look at the amount borrowed now, for instance, for banks. And this is latest on March 15th. It's already over $140 billion. And financial crisis was around 100, meaning in 2008.
So it's better to open a bank account in a credit union like Suncoast, you mean?
Well, if it's a credit union, it's FDIC, most of them should be, but they don't have an investment arm to fuck up.
Mm,
They're more conservative, you know, they handle their budgets a little bit differently.
yeah.
And they're more about community rather than, you know, true profits. So I would definitely watch that. And then I'll give you guys something to watch here for, I guess, for a moment. And
What
I'll
was the
leave
name?
you
Sorry,
guys.
what was the name of the credit union you said?
I don't use credit unions.
Oh,
The
oh,
only one I use is Penn Fed Credit Union. And if you ever needed any refinancing, I would say they're the best.
okay.
I do have an account with them, but not a lot of money in it.
Points from 2022 POC.
Yeah, it hit 96,
Looks like a
66.
diamond to me.
All right, I'm just gonna give you a warning. I like to play diamonds. This is a diamond top. If this was to play out,
Oh, praise Jesus, play out.
you're looking somewhere here.
Let's do it, baby.
This would be probably the mean here somewhere.
I can't see the number. Where's that at, Shorty? 1,000
I would
something.
say 1,600 and 2,000 would be the levels you're watching.
Let's go.
Yeah, this has a high potential to fucking slice.
And it's gonna be fast, huh? Like
Well, let's take
1
a
or
look
2
at.
days.
This would be a little bit longer, but here's your volume profile here.
No, I'm not saying like the whole move, but I'm saying like whatever, like a 20% drop. That would be like in a day or two, right?
Oh yeah, this would be fairly quick.
Oh, I'm gonna be rich.
I hope so. All right, guys. Well, I'll be live tomorrow. I'll make sure you guys at least have this trend line here on the bottom, so you guys know an SPX. But this is prepping for a disaster if they don't fix this liquidity. And remember, the Fed's hands are tied. They cannot print a lot of money right now. They would cause the rates to go up. They're already doing quantitative easing. I don't know if you guys remember, I told you to look at the Fed's balance sheet. They're already kind of doing easing with $300 billion. Treasury just gave away $130 billion. So they're really seeing big issues in liquidity right now within the banks. And obviously the swaps news that just came out.
So then how does bailing out the banks not affect taxpayers if they can't print money right now?
Oh, it will. Don't worry.
I mean, I know it
Okay.
will, but I'm just asking how they're saying that if that's just physically impossible.
It's mathematically impossible. I mean, people are going to pay this.
Uh-huh.
And some people are just going to believe it. And
They're gonna be the bag holders.
yeah, pretty much.
Got it.
What's that black line right there?
That's
this
where we
is
die.
This
Yeah.
is most likely where we're gonna go. They will get a little bounce.
What's the
maybe
number?
35.88.
3588. Thank you.
And I would say once you lose this level on SPX right here, this is where the bloodbath starts. 37.50.
3750. Okay.
And I told you 2 weeks ago, once the remember the weekly mid? Once we lost that, there was
Oh, sorry.
Low 3950, you see 3700.
Vin,
Yep.
you have to accept the request to speak. I think Vin has a question for you, Shorty.
Go ahead, man.
He said Verizon long-term investment and Nvidia financials. What are the Nvidia financials they're supposed to look at? Those are my
NVIDIA
two
financials
questions. Yeah.
that you guys are supposed to look at, you're supposed to look at the growth. You're supposed to look at their growth and their margins, and they're both down. They have a lot of inventory. Aging inventory was growing on NVIDIA, and that's a sign of stale sales.
And he's also
Right.
asking, what about Verizon as a long-term investment right now?
Me personally, I just buy Verizon. I buy it weekly. I buy shares on it. I just add. I don't see them going away as a company. This is mainly for my kids' portfolio here. So I just buy like anywhere I can, like in these low levels like this where we accumulate, I buy. I'll buy here. I'll buy here. I'll buy everywhere on Verizon for myself and for kiddos. If you can patiently wait till 25, that's a really good entry. Somewhere around here, if you can catch this, because if we slice through this, you have a nice skinny belly here coming up. You lose this, you're gonna get a nice little bounce here. Once you slice through that, you're catching here, and I would be a decent buyer here. So I'll definitely watch this. But yeah, I think this is not bad. Even if you guys look at AT&T, it's headed down to a level that we want it at. I'm gonna buy some here at 14. So just to give you an idea, is when iPhone came out, AT&T was the biggest tech company in the United States. And yeah, it's on the merge of breaking. If it breaks 17.5, you can catch it all the way, I would say, to this POC, wherever that is. And right here, 1533. So I'll probably watch that level there on T and Verizon. They pay dividends. That's why I'm watching these guys.
If there's any chance that Apple could kind of like offload companies like AT&T and then kind of just provide the whole service themselves? Hopefully
Of
not.
course, there goes. Yeah, but you got to think with the government allow shit like that.
Oh,
But
yeah, you're right.
it would be a conglomerate. Pretty much they're a conglomerate financially now. They have more cash than the government. But yeah, I don't think the market would like that. It would for Apple, but yeah, it would be tough sale for the government. If anyone shorted that, you should be doing pretty well here if we slice through this. You're gonna catch it all the way to the bottom. All right, guys. Well, I think that'll be it for me. I'll share some. I'll be live with you guys tomorrow. Let me confirm right now. Actually, let me just.
Ready? Oh, do you think by any chance you could post kind of like what you were talking about, like with the 3588 and whatnot?
3588.
It was kind of like the black line you drew when
He's
we were
talking about
saying,
SPX.
yeah, on
Oh,
SPX.
yeah. I'll post it. Yeah. Yeah. I'll give you guys my link so you guys can actually look at it.
Okay.
Yeah. If you lose 3750, you're going to 3588.
Yeah,
Oh,
I only have one 10 o'clock meeting tomorrow. It should be actually canceled, so I should be good.
Awesome.
All right, guys, we'll see you tomorrow. And if you guys have any questions, shoot it. But those questions that I told you, if you guys recall last week, and I asked you guys to look at them like, hey, what do you guys think? I'm not asking you those questions to just ask.
Yeah.
I would suggest that you guys ask yourself in the morning, where does the market want to go? And then do those questions support the movement where we are headed?
Gotcha.
okay.
So definitely ask yourself those questions tomorrow morning. And here comes your candle on ES. Like I told you, it's going to make lower lows here.
Thanks, Shorty. Have a good night.
All right, guys. Have a good night. See ya.
Thanks a
All
lot,
right,
Shorty.
thank you.
Bye.
Have a good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone. See you guys in the morning.
I'm stuck at the office, but I'll see you guys Tuesday.